Hey loves, welcome to Inner Love Messages. I'm Sarah, and I'm so happy to have you here. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the channel. And if you're already part of the family, welcome back. Tonight, I've got a love message from your person. I'll be using this deck to tune into their current feelings, how they're seeing you, how they're experiencing your connection, and any other heartfelt messages they want to share with you right now. So, let's dive in and see what's coming through straight from their heart. The very first message is massive realization. And wow, I instantly picked up on an energy of something being exposed. This feels like a moment of clarity that's hitting hard. I'm tapping into a connection that's currently going through this unveiling, whether you're aware of it or not. The energy I'm receiving is definitely coming from a masculine who's ready to experience you on a much deeper level. There's something very raw and intense about his vibe. He's deep, emotional, and he wants to truly know the person he's with, not just the surface but the soul. Right now, Divine Feminine, you're his focus. If there's anything you've been keeping close to your chest or protecting, know that this masculine is energetically reaching out to understand you better. He's not doing this in a direct or confrontational way though. He's approaching it from a spiritual angle. He could be praying, meditating, or even connecting to your energy telepathically. Through this, he's gaining a lot of clarity, not just about who you are outwardly, but who you are beneath the surface. What's powerful here is that he's discovering a side of you that you usually keep hidden. And yet, interestingly, he already sees you as someone open and honest. That's part of why this is shaking him, because he senses that there's still a part of you he hasn't been allowed to access. And that's driving him a little bit wild. It's pushing him to act, to seek to dive in even deeper. Now don't worry, this isn't coming from a place of control or manipulation. This masculine isn't trying to invade your space in a negative way. The only reason he's even able to access this part of you energetically is because he's your divine counterpart. There's a soul bond here that gives him this connection, but something you may have done recently didn't sit well with him, and now it's got him questioning things. That's unusual for this connection because the energy between you has typically felt strong and stable. Still, there's been a shift. He feels it. It's like something changed, and now he can't ignore it. He wants to understand what's really going on with you, not the version you show the world. He wants the real you, your rawest emotions, your truth, your depth. Maybe you've been a little guarded lately, and you probably have your reasons for that. But the truth is, he's not focused on your reasons. He's just focused on getting to the truth. His energy is coming through very directly right now. It's not sugar-coated, it's not soft, it's intense, and he's processing some big feelings, and this inner search for truth is part of that. If you're wondering how he's experiencing your connection at the moment, it feels restricted to him. He senses you're holding back, and he believes you're doing it on purpose. But this wasn't always the case. Something shifted, and it's led him to seek guidance from a higher source. He's asked the universe or spirit or whatever higher power he believes in for the full truth about you, and what he's receiving is deep. It's raw, it's not filtered, not gentle, it's eye-opening, and it's hitting him in unexpected ways. No matter what version of yourself you're showing him now, he's no longer satisfied with the surface. He's after the core of you, the part you might not even show yourself sometimes. And this craving for more, that word keeps coming up, more. He wants more of you. And to get that, he went straight to the source. And what's wild is, the source granted him access, but only because of who he is to you, because of the divine nature of this connection. So, yeah, this message is definitely specific. It's not for everyone. It's intense, focused, and very, very real. I can feel how serious the energy is coming through, and I get the sense that this is meant for a particular feminine energy who's going through something really significant right now in her connection. All right, let's move into the next message. Wow, this next message is powerful. It starts with, "You trigger me often." And yeah, there's a real weight to that energy. It feels like the masculine in this dynamic is honestly tired of keeping things on the surface with you, Divine Feminine. There's a deep emotional charge here, and it's stirring up something significant for both of you. Right now, there's a heavy mirroring going on between your energies, and it's reaching into the deepest parts of your souls. I actually got a really clear warning that came through with this message, almost like your person is being guided, but also cautioned at the same time. What it feels like is that your masculine might be on the edge of doing something unexpected, something that even they didn't see coming. There's a sense of urgency and surprise in the energy surrounding them. From their perspective, you come across as someone who's strong and confident. But lately, they can tell you've been holding something back, especially when it comes to your feelings. And while you might have a good reason for doing that, it's definitely stirring something in them. They know you as someone expressive and honest, so this emotional withholding is triggering them in ways they didn't anticipate. What's wild is that you're both actually doing the same thing right now, mirroring each other deeply. You've also been holding back how much they trigger you. This person brings out sides of you that no one else ever has. It's not just surface level stuff, this goes deep. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and even sexually. There's no comparison. The connection is intense on all levels, and while that excites you, it also scares you. It's overwhelming in a way that you may not fully understand yet. You may even be responding to your masculine in a way that doesn't truly reflect what's going on inside, and that's okay. These emotions are valid and really common in high-level soul connections like this. You're dealing with someone who feels like they're everything you've ever wanted, someone you can't just walk away from, even if you've tried more than once. The energy in this reading is heavy and powerful, and it's being amplified right now by the influence of the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse is helping your masculine see what was previously hidden when it comes to you. This isn't just everyday energy. It's rare, bold, and brings your shadow side into the spotlight. Eclipses have a way of exposing our fears, desires, hopes, and deeper truths. That's what your masculine is feeling right now. They might not even realize it fully, but they're tapping into parts of you that act as a barrier to deeper union, and they're trying to understand you on a soul level. What you're showing on the surface isn't enough anymore. They're craving more. Real, meaningful, soul-level truth. And to be clear, this message might not resonate with everyone. But for those who feel it, this is about a spiritually evolving connection, one that's deeply aligned with universal energy. The mention of the solar eclipse isn't random. It's showing that your connection is closely tied to cosmic shifts, planetary changes, and energetic transitions happening around the world. You both are extremely sensitive to this type of energy. Right now, your masculine is stepping into the unknown. They're more curious, asking deeper questions, and trying to understand life in a way they haven't before. And you're the main subject they're exploring. What's also standing out is that your masculine doesn't just make moves without thought, especially when it comes to you. When it comes to matters of the heart, they're intentional. They're not acting out of impulse here, they're being divinely guided. That guidance is tied to the earlier warning. It's as if their higher self or a spiritual guide is saying, yes, you can access this sacred part of the divine feminine, but be careful with what you do once you've seen it. This energy is sacred. It's not something to be taken lightly. And with that, let's move into the next message, which is, the grass wasn't greener. Wow, this is such an intriguing connection. The masculine energy coming through in your field is really digging deep right now. The vibe is intense, and the card I'm picking up on is strongly tied to masculine energy. It speaks of a man who may have tried to walk away from this connection, only to realize that the grass wasn't greener on the other side. But divine feminine, your energy is coming through just as strongly. It feels like another truth is surfacing, something your person is finally beginning to understand. And honestly, it's blowing their mind. It's all about how you carry yourself, how you move through the world. There's this regal, magnetic quality to your presence, and it makes you naturally selective about who you give your energy to, especially when it comes to masculine energies. Yes, before watching the full video, I wanted to say one thing. If you appreciate my hard work in this reading, please donate a super thanks in your name as a token of love. Your person is realizing now that this wasn't true for them. You made an exception for them. If you were to sit down and have an honest heart-to-heart with your masculine, you'd probably tell them that you broke all your own rules for them. And this message is very specific. It might not resonate with everyone, but it's meant for a particular feminine energy who's listening right now. There's a unique way you live your life, maybe even a more traditional or conservative approach. But within this connection, you found yourself doing things you never thought you would, saying things you never imagined saying. There's a deep contrast between who you were before this connection and who you've become through it. It's as if this relationship awakened something inside of you, something incredibly liberating, but also deeply scary. This has been a true soul awakening, and it's clear that this kind of transformation could only be sparked by your divine masculine. No other masculine energy could have met you at this level or triggered this kind of growth in you. Even though your masculine may not fully understand what's happening, they're feeling the shift, and it's shaking them to the core. They're realizing that the part of you you've been holding back is exactly what they've been longing for. There's also a mutual spark that was ignited when you met, something that made both of you come alive in a way you hadn't before. And now, your person is seeking answers, praying, trying to understand what happened. There may have been a moment when the momentum in your connection slowed down, and it's been hard for them to process that. But now they're gaining access to the emotions and truth you've been keeping to yourself. They're preparing to take a bold step in your direction, but they're also approaching this with caution because they understand how sacred and powerful this energy is. Timing matters deeply to them. They know they need to get it right, not just in terms of when, but how they approach you. They're not going to come out and say everything. They're not going to explain it with words. Instead, they're going to show you through their energy, through their presence. It will feel as if they're reading your mind, tapping into your soul. This won't feel unfamiliar to you. Divine Feminine, you're highly intuitive, and you've always had this deep energetic connection with your masculine. You've probably even wondered if they can feel you the same way you feel them. And the answer is, now they can. This shift is opening the door for deeper emotional expression between the two of you. It's creating a space where there's nothing left to hide. The energy is tearing down all the old barriers, making room for total transparency and vulnerability. The same intensity you both once feared is now pulling your souls toward each other like a magnet. Divine Feminine, you're someone who is deeply respected and admired. You may attract attention from many masculine energies, but what truly draws you in is strength, real, powerful, aligned energy. What's surprising your person the most right now is how you see them. They never expected that you would view them the same way they view you. They're starting to understand that this connection is deeply mutual, even if neither of you has said it out loud yet. There's been so much left unspoken between you, but the way you both feel about each other goes beyond words. You've each placed the other in a category unlike anything you've ever known before. This isn't just another love story, it's something much more profound. They've been seeking clarity about you for a while now, almost as if they needed some sort of confirmation to support what they've always intuitively known. Deep down, they've always felt this connection was special, different, and now it's like they finally have the proof. It's no longer just a feeling, it's something real, and what's powerful is that both of you are feeling this now in a very real and undeniable way. Moving into the next part of the message, eye contact. That phrase alone carries so much energy. And immediately, the message "souls don't meet on accident" came through clear as day. When eye contact comes up in a reading like this, it speaks to something incredibly deep. It's not just about looking at someone, it's about a soul-level recognition that hits you hard and fast. It's like something activates in that moment, something ancient, something that's been waiting to awaken. Sure, it's beautiful and spiritual, but this message is also revealing another side to it, something a bit more intense. This connection doesn't just bring light, it also brings shadows to the surface. And right now, it's as if a solar eclipse is exposing all the hidden parts of your connection and your journey. That can be jarring. It might stir up emotions that you didn't even know you were holding on to. When you're diving into the soul's territory, you're stepping into parts of your own psyche that you rarely visit, patterns and emotions that silently shape how you move through life, and more specifically, how you love. This connection isn't about surface-level romance, it's about total transformation. It's shifting the way you perceive intimacy, what unconditional love actually feels like. It's opening you up to levels of emotional and spiritual access that you've never experienced before, and that can be just as terrifying as it is beautiful. Divine Feminine, your masculine wants you to know something very raw and real, that all the things inside you that make you want to run or hide, those very things are what his soul was drawn to from the start. There was a magnetic pull toward all of you, not just the polished version, but the whole, vulnerable you. He may not have understood it at first, but he felt it, deeply. This kind of resonance can also create a push-pull energy between the two of you. It's like being wrapped in warmth and safety, but also feeling the need to pull away because you can't quite explain why it feels so familiar, especially if it seems like the connection hasn't followed a normal path or hasn't hit certain expected milestones. That contrast of feeling so deeply connected while also questioning how that's even possible can be confusing, even unsettling. especially for the masculine, who might still be looking for logic in something that defies explanation. But this isn't about fear in the traditional sense. It's not fear of things going wrong. It's a fear of how right it actually feels. It's a healthy fear, one that stems from knowing this is not just another fleeting connection, and whether you realize it or not, nothing about this has been a coincidence. Every encounter, every pause, every moment of separation, it all happened exactly as it was meant to. Before moving forward with the reading, I would like to say one thing: that if you love my readings and it is fitting in your personal life, then please encourage me by taking membership from the join button. There's something truly breathtaking about the eye contact you two share. It's not just intense, it's activating. It stirs something within you, something sacred, something ancient. And for both of you, it may even be overwhelming at times because of how powerfully it awakens emotions you've never experienced before. If you've ever looked into the eyes of your twin flame, you know, it changes everything. That moment shifts something in you forever. After that moment, settling becomes impossible. And maybe that's when the fear starts to creep in, not because you're afraid of each other, but because deep down you know the truth. You don't want anyone else. Even during those times when you've had to step back or create space, nothing else compares. No other connection touches you this deeply. And that's a truth that's both beautiful and terrifying. It's beautiful because of the love. It's terrifying because of what it demands of you. The growth, the surrender, the unknown. This is the kind of love that pulls you in close, only to have the universe pull you apart again, all to push you both deeper into yourselves. It's the kind of connection that forces you to grow, to heal, to evolve. And yes, that's where the pain comes in, especially in a twin flame dynamic. It's not just love, it's transformation. And transformation is rarely easy. Now, let's move into what's coming next in this message. I'm ready to face you. That says so much. If you're wondering why your masculine is suddenly more open, why he's been digging into the truth of this connection, it's because he's no longer afraid of what he feels when he's near you. That intensity, the emotional rawness you bring up in him, it used to scare him. But now he's starting to embrace it. He's starting to understand that what he feels isn't something to run from. It's something to lean into. There's also this heavy energy of projection that's been present between you two. It's natural, especially when the connection gets this intense. Sometimes it's easier to project your fears or doubts onto the other person rather than deal with them within yourself. But that's changing too. Because once you begin to see each other clearly, not just as mirrors, but as whole beings on your own unique journeys, that's when real union begins, within and between. There's a lot happening in this dynamic, especially when it comes to masculine energy. It can feel really intense and emotionally triggering, so much so that instead of looking inward and reflecting on themselves, the masculine will often project those feelings outward. And more often than not, that projection gets aimed directly at you, divine feminine. You act like a mirror to them, literally reflecting back what they may not be ready to face within themselves. This connection between you is incredibly powerful. The intensity alone has had a strong grip on them, especially when it comes to understanding why they feel this way about you. They often wonder if they're alone in this, questioning whether you feel the same, but lately, they're beginning to see the truth.
They're starting to realize that your story, your alignment, your journey, it's all very revealing. It confirms what they've been sensing but perhaps didn't fully understand. The emotions that arise on the twin flame journey are on another level. They're so deep, so raw, that words often fall short. It's the kind of emotional experience that makes you feel completely exposed, yet somehow safe at the same time. It makes you feel seen in a way you've never felt before, but also vulnerable, because being seen that deeply can be terrifying. Your nervous system gets activated just by a thought of them. You might even feel a physical response from miles away, as if your body knows they're thinking about you. This journey is filled with rare, unexplainable moments. Once you're chosen for it, there's no turning it off. That's part of the challenge the masculine energy is facing, trying over and over again to turn off what simply can't be turned off. But right now, the energy we're in is uncovering everything. It's shining light on all the hidden corners, even the ones they've tried to keep in the dark. It may feel incredibly uncomfortable for both of you right now, almost as if the very core of who you are is being pulled to the surface, exposed to the light without a single filter to protect it. It's raw, it's vulnerable, and it's deeply emotional. This isn't just another passing phase. This is a moment of profound spiritual excavation, and you're not the only one feeling it. Your masculine is feeling it too, often in ways they can't even articulate. The intensity you're sensing isn't one-sided. It's mutual, though it may express itself differently on each end. The emotions swirling within you both are heavy, confusing, and relentless, yet they are also a sacred invitation to heal and grow. When you're deeply attuned to your counterpart, you begin to pick up on everything: subtle shifts in energy, emotional undercurrents, the magnetic pull of their thoughts even when no words are spoken. You can feel their confusion, their longing, their pain, and their love. This is the energy of projection, yes, but it's also the energy of pure, unfiltered exposure. Your shadows are dancing with each other now, and every hidden fear, every old wound, every unresolved feeling is bubbling to the surface to be acknowledged. It's painful, yes, but it's also necessary. You're both shedding illusions and confronting your deepest truths. This part of the journey is often the most intense because it demands that you face the parts of yourself and your connection that you'd rather avoid. The lower vibrational aspects like insecurity, abandonment fears, doubt, unworthiness are rising now, not to hurt you, but to be cleared. And as they rise, they often trigger both of you in ways that feel deeply personal. You may feel misunderstood, rejected, or unimportant. But these emotions are not the truth. They are echoes from past wounds. What matters is how you choose to respond to them. Do you let them control you, or do you let them guide you toward deeper self-awareness? And yes, it's heavy, it's exhausting, but beneath this intensity is something incredibly significant, especially for your masculine. What they're going through behind the scenes is transformative on a soul level. While they may not be expressing it openly, they are in the midst of a deep awakening. They are beginning to understand truths about themselves, about this connection, and about the divine purpose that ties it all together. They may be going through a dark night of the soul, questioning everything they thought they knew. But it's through this inner upheaval that clarity is born. Whatever realizations your masculine is coming into right now, they are pivotal. They're seeing through veils they never even knew were there. Their illusions about love, relationships, and even their own identity are being stripped away. This isn't easy for them, especially if they've spent years building protective walls around their heart. But this moment of reckoning is necessary. It's what will ultimately liberate them from the patterns and beliefs that have kept them from fully embracing this connection. As these heavy energies clear, you'll both begin to feel a shift, like the weight is being lifted from your shoulders. There will be a sense of release, of renewal, of lightness. The clarity will come not just in the mind, but in the heart. And with that clarity, everything starts to make sense. You'll understand why things happened the way they did, and you'll begin to see the bigger picture. This isn't just a relationship, it's a soul agreement, a divine union that was written long before either of you knew what love really was. Part of why this connection feels so intense is because you mirror each other so profoundly. Every time you go deeper within yourself, your masculine feels it too, even if they can't explain it. Your energies are intertwined in a way that defies logic. So when you feel overwhelmed by emotion, when you suddenly start crying without knowing why, or when you feel a rush of energy that seems to come from nowhere, that's not just your experience. That's you picking up on theirs. Their soul is speaking to yours, even in silence. Lately, your energetic connection has been more active than ever. Your masculine has been feeling your presence, not just emotionally or physically, but spiritually. It's your soul reaching out to theirs. It's your astral body whispering truths that your physical self might not even be aware of. And they are hearing it. Maybe not in words, but in dreams, in synchronicities, in moments of deep stillness when they suddenly feel your love wrap around them like a blanket. This energetic bridge between you is starting to change how your masculine sees everything. Where they once felt confusion, they are starting to feel clarity. Where there was once fear, courage is beginning to take root. They've always wanted to move this connection forward, but there's been hesitation on both sides. Emotional repression has played a huge role. So many feelings have gone unspoken, so many truths left unsaid, and that bottling up of emotion has created an energetic dam between you. But recently, cosmic energies, especially the eclipses and planetary shifts, have been working overtime to shake things loose. This isn't random. The universe is conspiring to help you both release what no longer serves you. It's clearing the path so that you can both show up for each other in a more open, authentic way. The emotional repression is beginning to crumble, and with it, the walls are starting to fall. You're both being guided toward vulnerability, truth, and deep healing. If you've been thinking about your person more than usual, if their name keeps popping up, If you're dreaming of them, seeing their birthday, hearing songs that remind you of them, it's because this connection is very active on the spiritual plane. These signs are not coincidences. They're confirmations. They're the universe's way of saying, yes, what you're feeling is real. Yes, they're thinking of you too. Your person is getting ready to face you, divine feminine, not from a place of fear or insecurity, but from a place of strength. They are stepping into a version of themselves that aligns with your energy, with your light. They're starting to believe in their worth. They're beginning to understand that they are enough, not because of anything external, but because their soul has always been enough. And when they come forward, you'll feel the difference. There will be a quiet confidence in them that speaks volumes even without words. This newfound inner validation they're receiving, it changes everything. For so long, they've been searching for a sign that you feel the same way, that you still see them as someone special. They've needed to know that they still matter to you, that you still hold space for them in your heart. And now, they're starting to feel that reassurance, not just from you, but from within themselves. That shift from needing external confirmation to feeling internal alignment is the game changer. This connection has broken all the rules. It doesn't fit neatly into societal definitions or expectations. It's chaotic, wild, and unpredictable, but it's also sacred. It's redefined everything you thought you knew about love, energy, identity, and purpose. It's forced you to grow, to stretch, to release everything that wasn't real. And in the process, it has awakened parts of you that you didn't even know existed. So if it feels intense right now, if your heart feels like it's being cracked open, it's because you are both in the process of rebirth. You're not losing your mind. You're finding your soul. And so is your person. Let this be a reminder. Nothing is being destroyed. Only illusions are falling away. What remains after the storm passes is the truth of who you are, and the truth of the love that has always existed between you. If you've been feeling this dense, almost magnetic pull in the air lately, a kind of heavy energy that you can't quite explain, especially when it comes to your masculine counterpart, you're not alone. It's not just your imagination, and it's not just you navigating this on your own. What you're feeling is a reflection of both of your energies, bouncing off one another, intertwined and interwoven even when it seems like you're worlds apart. But here's the thing. While you're experiencing it in your own unique way, so are they. It's just manifesting differently. This energetic tension, this sense of restriction or resistance, especially around your masculine energy, is part of a much deeper recalibration that's happening between you two. Think of it as a necessary compression before expansion, almost like pulling back a bowstring before releasing an arrow. There's a building momentum, and while it may feel like things have stalled on the surface, underneath everything is shifting. The energy between you is not stagnant. It's preparing. It's aligning. It's gathering force to move forward in a much more focused, intentional direction. This is the calm before a very real, very transformative storm. Not a destructive one, but a breakthrough kind. And that brings us to the message that's coming through loud and clear right now. I'm going to change your mind. It may sound bold. It may even feel a bit jarring, especially if you've been guarding your heart or keeping your expectations in check. But this message isn't about manipulation or control. It's about clarity. It's about intention. Your masculine energy, whether this is an actual person in your life or the divine masculine archetype that you're energetically connected to, is stepping forward now with a kind of presence that cannot be ignored. This is not the energy of indecision. This is not someone tiptoeing around their feelings or hiding behind excuses. This is someone who has spent time in the shadows, done the inner work, faced parts of themselves they once ran from, and now they're ready to be seen, truly seen. They are stepping forward with conviction, unapologetically owning how they feel, what they want, and more importantly, who they want. And that's you, but their return or their approach isn't just about saying the right words. They're not showing up with empty promises or fleeting emotions. No, this energy is grounded, it's determined, it's purposeful. They're coming back or stepping in to shift the dynamic between you, not just emotionally, but physically. They want to take what has been living in the 5D, in dreams, telepathic exchanges, and unspoken soul connections, and bring it into the tangible 3D world. They're no longer content with wishing and wondering. They're ready to act. And part of this shift is deeply psychological. It's like they're trying to step into your mind, not to change who you are, but to better understand how you think, how you feel, and how to truly meet you where you are. They want to align hearts, yes, but also minds. They want to build something real, something lasting, and to do that, they know they must first understand what's been holding you back. What fears, doubts, or past wounds might be causing hesitation, not to fix you but to support you, to show you that they're here for the long haul, that they see you completely and they're not backing down. This energy isn't rooted in ego or control. It's not about overpowering or outshining you. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They see your strength, they feel your intensity, and instead of being intimidated, they are inspired. They are rising to meet you, not as a competitor, but as a complement. They want to show you that they can handle the full spectrum of who you are, your fire, your softness, your vision, your voice. They're not looking to silence you or dim your light, they want to amplify it. That's why there's been this period of stillness or uncertainty. During that time, they've been going inward, doing the deep inner excavation necessary to meet you as an equal. They've been asking themselves the hard questions, reflecting, healing, trying to figure out not just what they want but who they need to become in order to hold space for someone as powerful as you. And a big part of that has been understanding your energy. They feel your hesitation, they sense the walls you've built, not out of malice, but out of self-protection, and they don't blame you, they honor it. But they also want to be the reason those walls begin to soften because yes, they can feel you. Just as you've been tuning into their energy, feeling their presence in dreams, in songs, in signs, they've been tuned into you too. This connection is not one-sided. It never was. And now, more than ever, they're starting to fully grasp just how powerful, how mutual, how real this bond truly is. It's awakening something within them, something they can't ignore. Even if they've tried to distract themselves or distance themselves from the depth of it, the truth keeps resurfacing. It's inescapable. And now that they know, truly know, that you feel it too, it's changing everything. It's like a veil has been lifted. The confusion is clearing. The doubts are dissolving. They're no longer afraid of this connection. In fact, they're drawn to it like never before. What you're witnessing is a profound energetic awakening, a return to self, a remembering of purpose. They've been shown something through your energy, your presence, your unwavering heart, that has reminded them of who they really are, and that version of themselves, the one that was buried under years of conditioning, fear, and emotional detachment, is finally coming forward, ready, willing, certain. And so, if you're feeling a shift, if you're sensing that something is building, that's because it is. The energetic tides are turning, and this connection is entering a new phase, one of action, one of presence, one of divine alignment. It doesn't matter how long it's taken. It doesn't matter how quiet things may have seemed. What matters is that the clarity has arrived, the truth is known, and now your masculine is no longer walking in circles. They're walking toward you, boldly, consciously, completely. So, be open, be grounded, keep your heart clear, your boundaries strong, and your intuition sharp. Because this next chapter isn't just about reunion, it's about transformation. A sacred union that honors both your paths, your growth, and the divine timing that has brought you to this very moment. The wait wasn't in vain, the silence wasn't empty. It was all leading here, and now everything is about to change. They had to take a hard and honest look within themselves before they could even begin to approach the truth of this connection. Before they could truly see you, all of you, they needed to confront their own fears, their own wounds, and the illusions that clouded their perception. It wasn't just about recognizing you as someone important in their life. It was about awakening to the depth of your soul, the essence of who you are, and the parts you've kept sacred and protected for so long. The pieces of you that maybe even you weren't sure anyone could hold. And yet, here they are, beginning to see it all, clearly, fully, and with awe. What's coming through now, more than anything, is this overwhelming desire to meet you there. Not halfway, not just on the surface, but in the full depth of this connection. They want you to know something deeply and undeniably. You are safe with them. Safe to show the cracks and the chaos. Safe to share the tenderness and the raw edges. Safe to be your entire, unfiltered self. This isn't just lip service. It's a soul recognition. A knowing that transcends the rational mind and anchors itself in the heart, in the energy field you both share. And it's beautiful. Because it's real. It's vulnerable. And it's sacred. Your divine masculine, this counterpart who has often been silent, distant, or difficult to read, is emerging in a new light. It's as if something has shifted inside of them, something massive. It's not just that they see you now, It's that they finally understand what they're seeing. They're beginning to grasp the magnitude of your presence in their life and the role you play in their healing, their awakening, their growth. And with that understanding comes the desire to honor it, to protect it, and to step up into the kind of love and partnership that your soul has always known was possible. They want you to own your truth. They want you to embrace your role as their divine feminine, not as some abstract spiritual label, but as a living, breathing embodiment of unconditional love, sacred wisdom, and radiant light, and they want to meet you there, fully. But here's the thing. They're not just asking for the soft, polished, easy-to-love parts of you. No, they're asking for the whole picture. The messy emotions, the doubts, the pain, the fire. They want it all, because they know that true intimacy, the kind that changes lives and shifts timelines, can only be built when nothing is hidden. They're saying, I'm ready. Ready to hold space for the fullness of your experience. Ready to walk beside you, even when the path gets rough. Ready to face their own triggers, their own resistance, because they know that loving you means growing with you. And they're craving that growth. They're craving that next level of depth and honesty. Because on a soul level, they understand that this is what your connection was always meant to be. A mirror, a catalyst, and ultimately, a home. And if you've been feeling this shift too, this subtle yet undeniable pull in your heart, this sense that something has clicked into place, you're not imagining it. You're feeling the energy of transformation in real time. The veil has lifted, the fog is clearing, and what's left is the raw, glowing truth of who you both are and why you've come together in this lifetime. For some of you, it may have felt like an overnight awakening, like a bolt of clarity that struck out of nowhere. For others, it's been a gradual unfolding, a peeling back of layers, one revelation at a time. But regardless of how it's shown up, the energy is the same. Something is being revealed. Something sacred is rising to the surface. This isn't just about your relationship. This is about you, about your journey, about how far you've come and how much you've grown. You've done the work. You've gone inward. You've healed. You've cried. You've let go. And now you're being asked to receive. To receive love that matches your frequency. To receive the truth of this connection without fear, without doubt. To let it land in your heart and expand from there. Because the truth is, this illumination is divinely timed. Because the truth is, this illumination is divinely timed. The universe isn't exposing old wounds or bringing up deep emotions to punish you or test you. It's doing it to guide you, both of you, into deeper alignment. Into the kind of love that doesn't flinch at the hard stuff. Into the kind of connection that stands strong in both the physical and spiritual realms. You're being shown what's real and what's not. And as painful as that clarity can sometimes be, it's also the key to your liberation. Because once everything is out in the open, once there's nothing left to hide, you're finally free to love from a place of wholeness. This energy of revelation, of transformation, is one of the major energetic themes of 2025. And if you've been feeling like everything is shifting around you, internally and externally, it's because it is. The cosmos are moving you toward harmony, toward balance, toward truth. And this connection, this sacred bond between you and your counterpart, is part of that shift. You're not alone in this. The energy is supporting both of you right now in stepping into a new timeline, one where honesty, healing, and divine love lead the way. So take a moment to really feel that. Let it settle in your bones. This isn't about fairy tale endings or instant gratification. It's about soul recognition, about showing up in your authenticity and allowing the other person to do the same. It's about co-creating something powerful, something rooted in divine truth. And even if things still feel a little uncertain on the surface, trust what you feel in your heart. Trust the signs, the synchronicities, the dreams. They're all guiding you toward alignment, toward a deeper connection, not only with your counterpart, but with yourself. Because ultimately, that's what this entire journey is about, coming home to yourself so that you can come home to love. I'm going to wrap this message up here, but if this resonated with you, take a moment to breathe it in. Let it integrate and know that you're not crazy, you're not making it up. This energy is real. This shift is happening, and you're right on time. If this message spoke to your soul, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps us stay connected energetically and ensures you don't miss the next message coming your way. There is so much more unfolding, and I can't wait to continue walking this path with you. If you're finding value in this content, consider supporting our channel by giving a super thanks. It truly makes a difference.
And please don't forget to subscribe for more uplifting updates and content that can inspire and encourage you. Your support means so much, and we are grateful for each of you.